Patrick County. Welcome to our new program, The People, the Places, the Performers of Patrick. Tourism is dedicated to the promotion of the county through print, video, and various products to showcase all of the beauty here. From primitive camping to five-star luxury, Patrick County has it all. And this morning we would like to welcome here to the studio at the Visitor Center, Miss Olivia Jo. I'm going to ask her to introduce herself. She is one of the musicians that we have here in Patrick County that I have just learnt about, but we're going to start with her for our new program, Miss Olivia Jo and her mother, Vicky. Welcome.
Well, hello everybody. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. How are you, James?
I'm doing well, Olivia. It's good to see you. Good to see you.
Absolutely.
Tell us just a little bit about yourself before I start asking some general questions.
Well, I am a singer-songwriter, obviously, from Stewart. And music has pretty much been my entire life. And so I've done everything from country to blues to a little bit of rock and roll, and now I have gone back to my roots to bluegrass.
All right, well that's awesome. All right, and Vicky, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, James. It's really good to see you.
This is one of my classmates, so I'm very blessed to have them with us this morning. And I'm gonna give you all a little bit of background too, which is how Patrick County is a warm, inviting community. Olivia Jo, it says here that you've been doing this since about 2015 or maybe even earlier in the music?
Actually, I really got started earlier. When I was about 9 or 10 is when I started a bluegrass band with another local girl here, and we started playing local coffee shops and festivals, and I was like 9.
Okay.
So literally music has been my entire life.
Awesome.
So.
That's good. And as we were talking before we even went on live here, she actually went to school with my middle son, James. And that's a small, and I'm getting back to what I was saying earlier, just a small community. And you really don't know all of the things that we offer here. And that being said, if it hadn't been for her grandfather, Leon, he came up one day and he was telling me he had seen a lot of things that we've been doing about promoting the county, about bluegrass. We're part of the Crooked Roads here as well, the Virginia Music Trail heritage that we have here. And it was awesome meeting him and talking to him that day. And he had the proud papa going on that day. And the way he introduced you, he says, "Now, I'm not telling you what to do." He said, "But you need to know about this young lady." And so he started telling me, and he says, yes, he showed me his hat that he had on. And he said, and I'm glad he did, because again,
that's free advertising.
Yeah, free advertising. And it's awesome. But again, to your abilities and your talent, to be in the county, a lot of people may not know that. And that's why I wanted to start with you today too, because just recently you had been doing some work with David Poe. I'm not saying his name right, but online.
David Pugh. Yes.
David Pugh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about that, what you were doing with that, because that's a bluegrass show that comes online, and one of your songs hit #1.
It did.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's funny, actually. David didn't know who I was to begin with. When I was sending out my single before it was released to all these reporting radio stations, I had sent it to another station that he tuned into, and they have a Facebook chat page that I obviously communicate with all the fans and DJs on. And he saw me pop up, and he asked if I was a musician. And I was like, yeah, I sent you my song a few weeks ago.
That's
so
awesome.
we formed a relationship, and he just really took a liking to my sound and what I am about. And so, yes, I was very fortunate that it ended up in a short period of time being #1 on that chart. And my newly released single is now at #4 this week.
And what's the title of it?
The title of that is Mighty Mississippi.
Okay, awesome.
So
well, good. good.
I'm very blessed.
Yes. We won't have music for you all today, but again, just to start the program off, to let you know that, again, we have a lot of things here in the county that people don't know about. I know you hear a lot of the things that, like I said, everything from primitive camping out at Firestone State Park, the other parks that we have here, Primland. But these are people here in the county who are really doing an outstanding work, and there are many more. So we're not just going to isolate it just to one genre of music or one a person, but I felt that this was a nice way to begin. And in some of the things that we read here, it says your country album, Something Real Good. And you wrote a lot of that on there, and you had 10 original songs. Do you do a lot of your writing now?
Well, actually, I mean, yes, I do still write, try to write as much as I can. Where I transitioned back to bluegrass, it's kind of like, you don't really necessarily have to start completely over, but getting a band together and booking shows and doing all of that takes a lot of time. Mm-hmm. So I haven't been writing as much as I would maybe like to, but I am working with some writers around this area, and you know, as well as far out. You know, you can do a lot online. Okay. So, yeah, trying to do as much as I can.
Yeah, and I heard one of your songs, and I mean, you're top notch. You're phenomenal in what you do, and again,
thank you.
To hear it, and again to know someone, and I got a good feeling, because I remember I was talking with my wife. I had seen you and Vicky, I think it was sometime maybe around Easter, and then of course at Walmart. That's one of the best places to go if you want to run into somebody. Right, yeah. It's almost like having a reunion sometimes.
Yeah,
and I'm the type that has to duck in and duck out depending on how fast I need to get in and out.
Well, that's what I like to do.
Yeah. But I had seen Vicky, and I remember speaking with her, and I'd seen you, and I don't know, it was just something about it, just your glow that day, and I knew that was you were into something, but I wasn't sure. But again, a testament to your grandfather Leon for really bringing that to my attention.
You're gonna swell his head up.
Well, but he was the way that he introduced you was nice.
I have a wonderful support system.
Yeah, and he wasn't pushy, he wasn't demanding, and he didn't tell me this is what you need to do, but that's what he basically intended, which was good. And he knew my father as well too, so.
Daddy has a real heart for the county.
Yeah,
he really does.
Yeah, and I could tell it too. Yes. And he's wanting the county to grow too, and that's what we do. We want the county to grow.
Absolutely.
We want the county. We want everybody. And again, we have a very unique demographic here, from the way that we're spread out. You know, from Medellin being at the top of the mountain, then you've got Warwine in its own little region as well too, Kreitz and. You know, in Patrick Springs area, then Ararat, Claudeville, and then sort of the hub of all of it here in Stewart. But we've got so much to offer here, so many things to do. We play a video here that's from the PCMA and Denny Alley, who owns the coffee break. And one of the things he says here, we have more musicians per square mile in Patrick County than probably anywhere in the United States, and that's a testament again.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Is there is so much talent here, right here, in this small little pin on the map. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and that's what we want to highlight. I know that the PCMA has been doing an outstanding job with their showcases that they try to do once a month. Normally when the weather's cool, but I will put a little plug in here for the county. We do need a bigger venue with 24-hour accessibility per se, with air conditioning. You know, we know that we was just out at the Willis Gap Community Center, and we're talking with them. They just had a new unveiling of a love sign, and they're doing some wonderful things out there as well too. Nice as well too, and it's good that they have it. But you know, sometimes you would like to be able to just venture out and have a bigger one, and have more people to come in. So, which is good. I've got a couple of questions I just want to ask you, Olivia Jo, to let the people know some more things about you. What you mentioned it was real early, but what was your first experience with music?
My first experience with music, obviously, I grew up singing in church. My dad and his two brothers, Bill Hutchens, my dad, and his brothers Barry and Brian Hutchens, they had a country group called the Hutchens, and a lot of people in the county know that. A lot of people have seen them live.
I remember, yes.
And so they were on Atlantic Records in the 90s. And of course, I wasn't born until 95, but my point is he was a major staple in getting me started because I grew up around music.
Yeah.
The traditional country and the traditional bluegrass. The first song that I ever learned to sing and play on guitar at 5 or 6 years old was Blue Moon of Kentucky by Bill Monroe.
Oh, okay.
So that was really my first experience with wanting to do, as much as a 6-year-old can understand, this is what I want to do, but that was my first real experience with it. And from there, it just, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I do remember them from high school as well, too. And remember them from the county as well, too, because I know your dad, his voice is, I mean, he sounds good. And I remember, I think it's Barry, when he played high school baseball.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
and so I do remember him because I skirted sports. I didn't really get involved as much as a kid. I was more into to drama and the theater part of it as well, though. But they did. Their music is outstanding and good.
They did really well.
They did. They did. So that being said, the first song that you wrote, was it difficult, or did it just come just say natural to you?
I remember when I first started trying to write songs. I was probably 14, maybe 15, and I really didn't know how to go about it. So it was just a process of figuring out what to do. So I won't say that it was hard, but you kind of just pour your heart out onto paper.
Sort of like almost like poem, but then being able to put it. Okay,
and
good.
you put it to music. It's like a poem put to music.
Okay.
So, but of course, as I've gotten older and done it more, it becomes more easy. And I met a very prolific writer in country and bluegrass music through doing country music in my late and mid-teen years and early 20s. Of course, I had to go to Nashville, make trips out there all the time because that's where country
Just
music
where
is.
Yeah, that's true.
So I had a show in the Knoxville area that got canceled, and so we decided to go see Larry Cordell. He wrote Murder on Music Row that George Strait and Alan Jackson covered.
Oh, okay.
So that was a really big hit for him. So anyway, I ended up meeting him and giving him a copy of that album that we were just talking about, and he got back in touch with me and said, how would you like to write some? And so that was a big, big deal.
Awesome.
And he's turned into an amazing family friend and a mentor to me through the years, and he's been very supportive of my music and my career. So without people like that, whether it's somebody in the music business or even like just people in the county to support you, people have to have that support system to really make it.
That's good, good. Vicky, did you see anything special about her when she was young like that, just coming up, or did she just naturally
Well, now you know
gravitate to it?
she's partial.
Yeah, I know.
I am partial, but yes, we knew early on. She actually sang before she talked. You know, she was just born for this. I really truly believe that she's gifted in that way, and that's what her calling is.
That's good.
And her name has a story within itself that I won't go into here, but it's part of her calling.
That's
and
good.
She always, I just don't remember a time that music was not in her life. Even when she didn't know what she was doing, she was acting it out in her room. So yes, she definitely has that gifted. It's God-given. Everything she does is by ear. She's never, I mean, Bill has sat down and taught her, you know, music and how to play, but it's truly by ear.
That's
and
good.
it's not really something you can teach on that. It's just a gift.
Yeah.
And she has weathered all the storms and honed in on it. And like she said, the support system, you know, your family has to believe in you, and because you have to get them, child rearing, as you know, is very difficult.
Yes.
And you have to get them through the hurdles, and you have to teach them about life and the business side of things, and that's the only way to succeed is if you have the whole package. You just can't have stars in your eyes and not be able to put the walk to the talk.
There you go. I like
So
that.
yes, yes.
Yeah, good.
So
good.
and we always have been very supportive of her, and we're very blessed. She makes us proud, and you know,
Awesome.
we're happy to see where she's going.
Good. And in case you're just tuning in again, too, this is Olivia Joe. I want to keep saying a new, but she's not new. She's new to me. But again, my assistant here, Grace Cooper, which we'll bring her in towards the end of it. She knew a lot of things about you, and again, a lot of other people. As soon as I mentioned it, oh yeah, she's been doing this and doing that, and again, just being on the outside now, seeing it's amazing, and we do thank you. But again, when a person such as Vicky had said just has that natural talent, and you can really see where you're going with it, that's good. And again, I've heard of music, and I would ask any of you all too, again, to in your time to Google Olivia Joe, listen to her music, and just another thing for us to be very proud here in Patrick County, that we have individuals in the community that grew up right here in the county that is making some great strides. I've got a good feeling myself for you. I think it's just going to be the right person, like it normally does, for you to get in contact with the where you was hosting with David, say his last name, Pugh, David Pugh, hearing him, and then just recently we were talking with Sammy Sheeler, because we're working on some things here too for the county that hopefully we'll be able to get a couple of things too, and he spoke highly of you as well too, so you're definitely making your way up to the top, and it's going to be nice, and I would just say, Patrick County, I'd say just continue to hold on, and you're going to hear even bigger and greater from Olivia Joe in the very near future. Are you working on anything current now, or are you just doing tours? Because you were just in Asheville.
I was,
Okay,
yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
I was just in Asheville, North Carolina at Bluegrass First Class, and that is a festival that is put on by Milton Harkey, and he runs MRH Bluegrass Productions. Is that the proper name?
Yes.
And he's also been helping manage me for the past year or so. He has done a tremendous amount for bluegrass music. He's been doing it for probably nearly 50 years. And so he puts on Bluegrass First Class. He's been doing it for 28 years. Was this the 28th year?
Yes.
And it was a wonderful festival. They updated their stage. I'll have to give credit to her. That was
Awesome.
her idea, and so I think all the bands really enjoyed it. I know we did. That everybody is so nice. The staff is wonderful. It's put on at the Crown Plaza Resort in Asheville, and it's a beautiful venue, and they just do a really wonderful job.
Oh, good. Do you have anything else coming up in very near future as far as gigs or shows?
I'm open for bookings right now, so
Okay.
anybody out there that's watching, I am looking to be booked, so
Okay.
we're open to anything. And I'm also taking time to work on getting an album together,
Well, good.
because I know that with these 2 singles that I have released, people are going to be wanting more music, and
Correct.
so
Oh, that's good. Do you have a favorite song that you would have now that you would say is your all-time favorite, or favorite as of now? Can't say all-time favorite, but as favorite as of now.
that's really tough. Because that's kind of like movies. Like, what's your all-time favorite movie or your all-time favorite song? I can't say that I have a favorite song, but what I gravitate to, I gravitate towards a lot of the traditional bluegrass. And you mentioned Sammy. I love Lonesome River Band. I grew up on Lonesome River Band. I've known Sammy since I was this high.
Yeah.
So I'm really just loving bluegrass in general right now.
Okay. Well, good. So it brings out a lot of good emotions, and so I guess just a couple more questions. I'm not sure what time we're looking at on the interview, but we're going to try to keep it around 30 minutes. But I guess one of the other things is what do you like about being a musician, or is it not so much being the musician, but just being able to I guess, voice your thoughts and emotions through song.
Right. I enjoy being around people, the live performance of it. You know, it used to terrify me when I was young. But, you know, it's fun to interact with an audience, and they come to see you.
Yeah.
So you want to give them their money's worth.
Yeah.
And I feel like I owe that to them.
That's awesome.
And but I enjoy that aspect. I really enjoy writing when I'm in the right headspace for it. And I've always loved to sing. You know, I do play guitar, and I dabble with other instruments as far as writing goes, just for fun.
Okay.
But really, I always say that my guitar is just a necklace, because I just love using my voice.
Oh, right. Well,
And
good.
so, and it's in my heart. And that's another thing about bluegrass music is I enjoyed country. And I've had people tell me that they can hear the mixture of the country flair and the bluegrass in my voice. And it's probably because I've been influenced by both since I was young. But there's just something about bluegrass music that just really sits right here.
Okay. Well, that's awesome.
So.
And I do, and I love it too, especially the storytelling and the way that it can actually paint a picture more so than a lot of the other genres per se of music in and of itself. And years ago, WHEO, Sunshine Radio, they were very unique in the sense that they would play everything from Bill Monroe to Michael Jackson right behind it. You could call in and stuff. But my grandfather always had a AM FM radio. He'd keep it on that, and I grew basically up a lot of just listening to a lot of bluegrass music too. But I got a lot of start too in church as well too. So it is good to see the faith aspects, and I'm very thankful for that. And just how it's going for you. And again, it's awesome, and we wish you continued success. And Patrick County, I do know that if you stay tuned and continue to watch her career, it's definitely going to grow. Vicky, you've done an outstanding job.
Thank you, James. I
yeah.
appreciate that. You know, I will say it's not for the faint at heart, and you do have to be grounded in your belief system. And for us, it's Jesus.
Amen.
But you do have to have a grounding.
Yeah.
Because through her 27 years, it's just remarkable that she's still as driven and as passionate about it at 27 that she was at 9.
Good.
And she's never faltered from that. And that is a true sign of believing in yourself and knowing that you're in the right place. And because it is hard. This is one of the hardest industries out there. And it's unkind, and it's wonderful when everything's great, but it's really bad when it's not.
But that's I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you go ahead. You're fine.
But that's another thing I love about the bluegrass community, and especially locally, but it's everywhere. You know, it's like one big family. It's not necessarily like other genres where it's so cutthroat that everybody is out to get you, so to speak, and the competition is just, you know, horrendous. Yeah. But it really is like one big family. I know we go to Galax, to the Old Time Fiddlers Convention every year. I have not missed a year since I was 13. And that is just kind of like a hub in Virginia where all the bluegrass musicians come and get together and have one big jam session, and it's so much fun. So just speaking to how hard it is hard, but it's nice when you have a community that's not so cutthroat, and everybody's more loving and accepting.
That is all. That's good, great. Well, Patrick County, this is Olivia Joe and her mother Vicky. Again, we're not going to ask her to play today. We're going to be dealing with the people, and she is definitely one of the most up and coming and continuing to grow individuals in the county. And as I mentioned to her before we came on the air, She definitely fits the people and the performers of Patrick County. So before we close out, I'm going to ask Grace to come around, just let you see her, because she's going to be the one that's going to be helping us as we move from the people, the places, and the performers of Patrick County. So we'd like to thank Grace again. She's videotaping
thank
there
you, Grace.
for us
Thank
as
you,
well.
Grace.
And we've got a lot more that we're going to be doing, and it may not be the last time that you hear anything from Olivia Joe. But as she indicated, though, she is open for bookings. So if there's anyone out there that is in the promotion business and need a outstanding bluegrass singer, keep Olivia Joe in mind. I'm not sure where we're going to be going with tourism in the future, but you never know what may come up. But we
Absolutely.
definitely will keep that. And it has been tremendously nice meeting you. And again, that's what we're asking Patrick County to do. Just go ahead and just drop us a line. Visit our web pages, our websites. Just let us know, and we're very thankful for you. And again, this is a new program that we're beginning. We don't know where we're going to be next, but it's the people, the places, and the performers of Patrick to highlight all the beauty we have here. And again, thank you, Olivia Joe.
Thank you, James.
Thank you,
Thank
Vicky.
you, James.
Thank our producer here, Grace. All
Yes,
right. So
thank you, Grace.
we've got a lot that's going to be taking place. We think very thankful for Kim, our photographer as well, who's doing this on Facebook Live.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed it, Facebook Live, and there's going to be other things we're going to do with this for Instagram. But again, we're promoting Patrick County, and Patrick County's got a lot to be thankful for.
Yes,
There's a
yes.
lot to be blessed here. We want tourists to come in to see the best that they can see when they come in. Until we come back next time, again, this is a new program, the people, the places, and the performers of Patrick County, starting with Olivia Joe. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
James.
you.
All right,
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Y'all take care of Patrick County. We'll be seeing you soon.